That's right. Yeah, it's me, man. Guys, namaste. God bless. How are all of you? God, it's been a couple, 3 days, man. I've been waiting to do this, man. God, the meatball, it's me, man. How are you? Hopefully you guys are all well. It's Monday and another snow thing coming up, man. What is it with what is it with snow up here? You guys hear it all the time. What is it with snow and the passion to hoard everything? I mean, my associates walk around now with permanent tics because they're so stressed out and nervous because every time they call snow, everybody goes nuts. They go crazy. But I get it. I understand it. That's fine. I mean, there was a guy back in 1900. He was running around town. There's a hurricane coming. They're like, nah, we don't believe you. We don't believe you. Come on, Facebook, talk to me. And he got this big hurricane coming. Come to find out, it was a weatherman in Galveston, Texas. His one of his pressure monitors was going down so low. He tried to warn the people, and they wouldn't leave. So whatever happens with weather, guys, I get it. It's not right all the time, but you got to respect it. You got to respect these guys, what they do. It's not always exactly on point, but it is what it is. But I just got off the air with Kurt, man. We just did our West Coast show for America New Escape. Thank you very much. And we talk. I'm going to feature someone tonight here on America's Mentor. Somebody truly taught me a great lesson, and Kurt and I talked about that. We talked about the foundation of life and where we came from. You know, we're 60s and 70s kids out there, man. We were raised, and a lot of you guys that watch me and Jack on my show here are from that same range. And the one good thing that we have is a foundation. We have a great foundation of where we were brought up, and a lot of us have come back from the abyss, and I can say wholeheartedly that I've done that as well. But without that foundation, which a lot of kids don't have today, sadly, because families are like a big old broken mirror. They don't exist anymore. And it's sad. It's sad. But you can still get the foundation from whoever you're around. What you surround yourself with, you become. And people have to realize that in their environment is so conducive to their goals. I heard the saddest story the other day. There was a neurologist I was watching on YouTube. I think it was YouTube. A neurologist just lost his best friend. His best friend was another neurologist. And these guys knew. They know how the mind works. They know how the brain is, how powerful it is. But one surrounded himself with people who weren't conducive to where he was going, and one, of course, did. The one that didn't passed away. So it's so prevalent to have a strong foundation and stick to your morals and your values and yourself in life. And I push this narrative every day on either my reels. Thank you very much for the Jackson views, the thousands of views on my reels. You guys are awesome. I freaking love you guys, man. Thank you so much for the Jackson views on that. But having that core knowledge about self and purpose and whatever you're doing in life is so valuable. Because if you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. And even if the thing is, oh, I need a path. You don't need a path, meatball. You create a path just by being yourself. Because from creating that path, you're going to attract the most beautiful things, situations, people, circumstances. It's that like-minded atmosphere that you create for yourself. Does that make sense? Think about it for yourself. And Kurt and I also went into the fact of how his grandfather used to take him out driving. And this is back then in Iowa farms, man. And his grandfather knew everything about the environment and how crops are grown. And Kurt loved it because it was just a history of what he knew. And this is what I feel that we've lost. I did the same thing as a kid. I mean, we had a mountain near us called East Rock Park. I literally used to walk that as I hit my mic. I used to walk that all the time and climb the mountains. You would see the history and everything else. You really can't forget where you came from. You can't, because that right there is like the foundation of appreciation and gratitude and history and knowledge about what has happened. Think about that today. You know, God forbid you say what you want to say or voice an opinion. You get ostracized, man. People start going crazy with the keyboard on you. They didn't have that back then. You didn't have that back then. You didn't have that fear. You just wanted to be yourself. And the morals and the values that came along with that were amazing. But this person I want to feature, man, I didn't want to forget before I leave you guys. And on a programming note, the weekends have been nuts. I mean, for me, I'm blessed with work, and these this snowstorm that was supposed to happen but didn't happen. It just created all kinds of stuff. I even walked up to the wrong apartment, man, when I was coming home. I was like, this is not my floor. I was so out of it. So I'll try to keep America's Mentor Monday through Thursday, straight through, guys. I'll try to keep it Monday through Thursday. This way you know, follow me, Jerry Maldonado, too. You'll get the programming note when I pop on. I'll try to keep it either in the early morning or whenever I can. But Monday through Thursday, almost guaranteed a show from me. So, guys, the weekends are just getting crazy. Blessed, but crazy. But this person here, I have to acknowledge, because without this person and their history in life, I wouldn't be who I am. I really wouldn't be who I am today. This person, I mean, when I was a baby, this person carried me for miles to the babysitters at a school that was free. This is a person that shoplifted to get us food when we were kids, man, because this person didn't have money, but yet still working 12-hour shifts at a diner, man, and raising all of us by this person's self. And I have to say a very special happy birthday to Mom today. Mom, I didn't forget you, man. I called you before, but you didn't pick up. I was talking to your niece. That's But without that big meatball, this little meatball wouldn't be who he is today. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that the lessons that you taught me, I'm grateful for the foundation you gave me. I mean, imagine me in the 12 by 12 without her knowledge that she gave me about life, about who I can become. And it wasn't even she didn't even do it. She was working 12 hours a day. I'll try to keep it simple. Working 12 hours a day, was never there. But we knew we had the foundation there. We knew that we had to work hard. We knew we had to do what we had to do. We knew we had to push forward in life and get past these humps. And things are always going to be scarce, but you got to figure it out. And it's those simple rudiments of knowledge. I mean, infantile. It's easy to remember. It's that I feel that a lot of us have forgotten today, especially the younger crowd. I try to instill that in my kids. Guys, if there isn't a way, damn it, make one. Back then, we had to make one, man. If you didn't have money, you didn't go to your parents, man. You went out and made $1 or $2 or $3. They don't have that now. It's like, Dad, you got money? You guys got to get back to that basic foundation. But getting back to her, all I remember growing up was a lady who worked her ass off constantly. And today is her special day. And I wanted to spend a minute or two just to acknowledge the fact and say thank you for the foundation that you gave me. Thank you for the knowledge about the basic rudiments of life that I can take because I needed that later in life. This is what we should instill in our kids and our surroundings and surround ourselves with, is that kind of like minds and motivation and inspiration to go out there every single day and just be yourself. And that was the hardest thing for me back then, because when you don't have that person there with you all the time, you kind of got to figure out life. She gave us the basic components to it, worked her ass off for it, even stole for it so we can have food on the table. This is where this is where you get to the mindset of you have to figure out what you want. And it took me a long time. Some people have that surroundings from day one. We didn't have that. It was very dysfunctional, but it was a foundation that I needed later in life to help me get through my dysfunction. Does that make sense? So think about it for yourself, guys. Think about that person before you and who carried you and helped create you and all about in your life. Your foundation for that life is who you are now. And if you're not happy with that, if you're not happy from where you've been, you can always change that. You can't change the past, but you can always change your future. Respect where you came from. Understand the history behind it. Understand where you're going. Life is awesome. There's no more struggles, because when you are yourself, you can be yourself. Therefore, you can prove to the world and leave the world a better place for yourself, for your kids, most importantly for the people around you who learn from you. It's that foundation that keeps moving generation after generation. And Kurt and I spoke about that in great detail, how a lot of the country has lost that. And that's our own personal opinion. It doesn't have to be yours, I get it. But when you lose the foundation, you lose hope. And my intention every single day, and Kurt's and thousands of others out there, is just reminding everybody, we all have a purpose, man. We all have a reason to be here. We all have a reason to survive and thrive in this amazing time. We are so lucky right now, man. All the conveniences that we have. I mean, back then we had to yell across a field, man, to tell your friend if you were coming out. Now it's a split second touch of a phone. We didn't have that back then. But the foundation it's set for us now was awesome. I don't want our generation now to lose that. I want us to be that same kind of gratuitous to our next generation, and to be grateful for what we have. And most importantly, share it, man. Share the likeness, share the love, share the information, share the prosperity, share the gifts, share everything in life. Because you can't hoard it, man. You can't take it, and you can't have a hearse with a little trailer on the back when you're great. Share your life. Share yourself. Share the information, out there. The most creative, our gift is free expression. This is what the God up there gave us, is to express ourselves to the fullest. On this day of my mom's birthday, I love her to death. I'm grateful that she's still here. A lot of you guys, your parents aren't, and I totally get that. But never forget where you came from. Never forget that. It'll bring a tear to your eye of happiness, knowing the fact that somebody helped you be here. And respect that, and be grateful for that, and show that to your kids or your offspring, whatever you want to call them nowadays, sadly. But be good to yourself. You deserve it. We all deserve it. And I'll keep pushing those reels out, the America's Live out, and the shows on the West Coast out, because I believe that we all deserve like-minded people. We all deserve love and gratitude and prosperity and abundance. But it all starts in the source. It all starts with you. And when you start feeling that way, you start attracting that way, guys. So hopefully this long banter helped you guys. America's Mentor _radio. I dropped my pen. At America's Mentor on Twitter, guys. Thanks for the Jackson views. At America's Mentor on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much. Kurt, thanks, man. Happy birthday, Mom. I will see you tomorrow, weather permitting. Yeah, we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Have a good day.